Hey folks, JD here, and today I thought we'd have a little look at the Fimi app that you need to fly the Fimi X8 SE. Now, this app is actually really quite well made. I really quite like it. It took me by surprise to begin with because I didn't expect it to be as good as it actually is. A lot of the time these apps are quite flaky, they're not that great, they often lack a lot of features, whereas this one, the twice I've used it out flying the quadcopter has actually turned out to be pretty good. So to begin with, what we're going to do, like with all of my app videos, we're going to start off in the top left and we're going to work our way across the top and then down the right hand side, across the bottom and then back up towards the left. So let's start off in the top left. To begin with, you have a back arrow or an arrow pointing to the left. That'll take you back to the main menu. Your next icon is an up and down symbol. That shows you your height. The next one, it has a left and right arrow. That shows you your distance. So it'll be distance from transmitter. Then you have your VS and your HS. That's vertical speed and horizontal speed. So how fast you go in a straight line, how fast you go up. Then you have disconnected NA, so disconnected not applicable. Basically, that shows you your GPS, whether you're flying in ATI mode, GPS and your GPS signal. The next, you have a satellite. Currently, it has a picture of a satellite with NA next to it. That just shows your number of satellites that you have. During one of my flights, I had over 18 satellites. Then you have two little icons that look quite similar. The first one, just after the satellites, is your quadcopter transmission, and the second one is your transmission from your transmitter, so how much signal you have. Your next one's your battery. That's really quite self-explanatory, but it's very easy and simple to use with a nice percentage that works its way down. Then you have a cog. If you click that cog, then it shows you all of the options that you currently have. There are so many to go through, from enabling sport mode, calibrating the quadcopter, calibrating the transmitter. The transmitter, same as a lot of Xiaomi stuff, is called RC. So where it says RC calibration, that actually means transmitter. Then you've got your gimbal calibration, you've got your battery. Again, it's like DJI's app in so much that it splits across the three cells. You can see all the voltage across all the three cells. I like that. And something that you don't get very often in this world, but as it's a battery world, we need to have more of it. You get it on Apple Macs, you get it on some Alienware laptops, and that is cycles. So it shows you from 0 to 100% and back down to 0. That counts as one cycle. How many charge cycles your batteries have had. That's very, very important for battery life and also for longevity of batteries as well. And then the final one, you have flight record, you've got your satellite views and everything else. Really quite self-explanatory. Spend a bit of time, go through it, because there's a lot of information in there. Then you have your settings button. So your settings button goes through things like your ISO, your shutter. These are settings for your camera. Again, you have settings for photo mode, and then you have your overall settings and SD card. Now, if I realised that at the time, I could have formatted my SD card and carried on when I ran out of space the other day on the flight test. Fortunately, I hadn't realised that was in there at the time, because otherwise I would have wiped out the 6 minutes of 4K video I had recorded anyway. Next one down is camera switch, so switch between photo or video. Then you have your shutter button, which acts as a shutter button. If you click it once, take one photo in photo mode, or click once and release, and then that will activate video mode if you have video mode on. Then you have your photos, album and local album. Then you have your intelligent flight modes. So here you can see you have waypoints, droney, smart track, tap fly, orbit, spiral, cinematic mode, tripod, course lock and fixed wing. Now, out of the ones that I have tried on that, I think I've tried 4 out of all of those, and the 4 have worked flawlessly. The only issue that I have found with those intelligent flight modes has been me and not the app. So that is actually great. Intelligent flight, active track worked wonderfully well. It's quick, very responsive. If you dart about all over the place, it will follow you. It's very, very good. Then you have one key takeoff next to it. Once you are flying, you also get a down arrow as well for one key land. Then you have photo, how many photos you've taken. This is now working across the bottom, starting off on the bottom right. photo, how many photos you've taken. You have SD card, how much storage space you have, and how much storage space you've consumed. Then across the bottom, the other ones are camera. So you have your ISO, you have your exposure, you have your aperture, all that across the bottom. So if you, like me, on the first flight that I did, I left the camera well alone and I hadn't touched anything. Honestly, I thought it was a very good thing that those little options are down there. So if you want to, you can take a screenshot to see at what point you were at to get that particular good video, or again, or bad video, so you know to avoid those particular settings. It's a good move. And then you have your satellite GPS view on the bottom left, and that's pretty much the app. It's very, very good. It's very concise. I haven't used it a lot. I've used it maybe twice or three times, and those twice that I have flown and the once inside the house, it's actually been an actual charm to use. It hasn't been overcrowded on the heads-up display. It's been nice and limited. But yet, if you go into settings, you can really unlock the power of your quadcopter and unlock the power of the app as well. All in all, I think it's very much worth you spending a couple of minutes and going through that app just to see exactly what it is that you have in there, because it could mean the difference between you thinking you have an option and actually knowing, like me with the SD card and formatting it. Alright then, my friends, well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope that's actually helped some people. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening, my friends. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.